So the big question is how high the HBAR can actually go. As you can see up here right now, it's up 18% on the day, so everybody's talking about, so that's why we are doing the video. But you know, I like to look at the charts, and even though I haven't been looking at HBAR lately, I am interested in what it can actually do. Now, it is doing something very wonderful, and that is breaking some kind of resistance levels, and it is pumping. So the big question is how high, you know. And if you've been following what Bitcoin is doing, we think Bitcoin is going to 46K. That means everything is going up. So, you know, HBAR is one of those things. Now, there is quite nice lines up here on HBAR up here. There is a nice channel up here that right now we are breaking towards upside, especially this top line over here at the top is actually breaking over here, which is actually a very, very nice thing. Now, if you hadn't followed my channel for a while, let me just do this quick and tell you. If you have some kind of resistance, trending resistance that's going towards upside, you break that towards upside, you manage to hold that, this is actually super nice thing, and stuff can actually pump big time. So the fact that we have been having a rising move over here, and right now we are breaking that rising move towards the upside, this tells me right now that this can actually continue a lot higher. Now the big question is how high, where it can go, you know, what's gonna happen next. So we gotta look at some kind of bigger time frames and try to figure out, because it's always on the bigger time frames where you find these very important levels of resistance, where the price is actually going to go all the way up to and, you know, try to hold those levels or break those levels, right? We are not saying that these levels are going to be the resistance levels, because resistances are there to be broken. But what we are saying is that, you know, these levels right now at 0.72 and 0.75 up here, they might be a little bit important. You can see here previously that these levels have been important and we have failed to break them. Over here, this is the first time after the capitulation time we managed to make this resistance. This is the second time we tried to break that. Even with this wick up here, came right back down here, tried to break that, right now pulling back. Is this third time gonna be the charm? Are we gonna break the resistance level? It is important level to break, so we're gonna check that out. There is also a nice channel up here that can be actually drawn several, you know, different ways. This is one way to draw it. I mean, these channels can actually be drawn, you know, in several ways. But let's do it like this over here, because it does looks very, very nice. You also see that this channel right now, the move towards upside, this resistance level up here, that's something like, I don't know how much that's up right now, you know, 8-10% more towards upside. This is just the very first resistance level on this move towards upside. But if we go to the weekly time frame, there is another nicer channel that can actually tell us, you know, how this can actually go. It's not weekly, it's down here, something like this over here. I think that this is the channel, and you can see up here, if it continues following this path towards upside over here, then we might actually see something like, you know, $0.1 up here towards upside. That's also something like, you know, 50% move towards upside from wherever it's now. Let me see how much that's from the bottom. 150% right now. It has, you know, another 50% move towards upside if it manages to break the resistance right over here at 0.72, 73, 75, give or take. So these are important levels to break, but it does look very, very bullish. So this very, you know, last part up here right now that we are breaking towards upside is extremely bullish, and this is what everybody's actually watching the charts for. We are looking for these breakouts. We are looking for these moves when we actually come to some kind of, you know, some kind of bottom. And then you have this zigzag pattern up here that's being created, and eventually this zigzag pattern breaks bullishly towards upside, and then it goes very, very hard and very fast. Now there are different other types of, let me just remove this a little bit. There are other types of resistance levels that can actually impact where the price is gonna go. This is the weekly time frame. Up here you see this purple line, that's the 200 moving average. That's also a very important level of resistance. Over here you'll see the 20 moving average down here at 0.09. That's also an important level. So we gotta figure out you know, which of these levels are more important than other, how high this can actually go, and so forth, so forth. If we assume that this channel up here, this channel that goes towards downside over here, I understand there is a lot of line up here, but try to keep up with me, right? Yeah, oftentimes this does double the move up here towards the upside, right? So if this is a channel up here, we are looking for something like, you know, 0.1 up here again towards the upside up here. If this bigger channel over here is the case, you just see that over here, this small channel up here. Well, now I'm just messing around. I mean, it does seems to be the case. So both of this small channel over here that goes towards upside and this big channel over here right now, next month technically are hitting the 0.01 level over here. So the 0.1 level seems to be very, very important level, because right now that's another, 50% up from the front, but from the bottom, psychologically it's 150% towards the upside up here. So I'm looking at this 0.1 level, maybe all the way up here to 0.11. Let me see how much is 0.11 up here, almost 200%. So I am gonna say 0.1 or 0.11. These two levels seems to me to be very crucial levels right now that we need to, that I think it can actually reach. Now it is, a huge amount of pump towards upside, but it all depends where it breaks this first resistance up here. That's around 72, 73, 74, give or take. Let's just put some random number down there, 73. It all depends if it can actually break this level over here, because if it breaks out of this, accumulation zone down here that's been going on since June 2022, if it can actually break above that, I'm looking at these two levels, and these two levels are the way I see, the most important part levels. Now the big question is this gonna happen? And everything, of course, again, depends on what Bitcoin is gonna do. But I would assume, since we are very much bullish on Bitcoin, we think Bitcoin is gonna go to 46K. That in another video, and Ethereum is gonna go to 4K and stuff like that. We think everything right now, and altcoin season coming in very, very fast and smooth. So I think that this is, very good probability. Of course, not financial wise sold, that's only my opinion. But I think that there is a very good chance to actually hit these levels up here. Which one of these is gonna be, depends a little bit up here. I really like that this 0.11 up here is 200% from the very bottom down here. That psychological level. But over here, these channels up here does seems to be also very important. Doubling channels and this bigger channel up here towards upside 0.1. So keep those in mind. That's some kind of quick TI on what's happening with HBAR. I hope that was interesting. So hit the like button on the way out. Bye out, guys. Where is my outro?